Hey everybody, this is Robert from Black Belt Gaming continuing Warhammer Quest the Adventure card game. I have been on break here for about a week or two. I needed to have some testing at my school. We promoted our third Black Belt and I needed to relocate my game collection, so there it is. There's a lot more board games on the floor behind that I still need to organize. I might even shift over there. You can kind of see it back there in the background. Still getting settled, but let's move this thing down and pick up where we left off. We were doing this first adventure, and we've got plenty of bad guys in the shadows. We're trying to get through this location. This particular location is the sewer system. I notice here in this particular position we may have a glare. Let me see if I can... That's a little better. We've got the sewer system. We've got 3 points of exploration on that. We need 7 to get through it. Our heroes are in decent shape. 9 points of damage on the warrior priest. The Waywatcher has armor, 4 on her armor, so her armor is not really helpful at the moment. 2 points on the character card. We've been battling Odious Grump. He has a total of 6 HP. He's down 5 points, so 1 more point and we can knock him out. The first player this turn will be the Waywatcher. And like I said, we've got plenty of bad guys in the shadows we need to deal with, so let's get started. I guess for the Waywatcher's first action, why don't we take this Explore, Orion's Hunt. We're going to take 2 white dice, 1 black for the Grump who's engaged with us, and let's give it a roll. That's 3 successes. From exploring. So we will add 3 more, and I think that's good news. That's going to give us a total of 7 that we needed. So let's continue moving on down this card. Next we have draw and resolve 1 dungeon card. The dungeon card says Hidden Passage. You spot the faint outline of a door in the cavern wall. What could possibly be on the other side? We have to roll 2 hero dice. For each success, we add 1 progress to our location. If you roll at least 1, I'm not sure what that symbol is, a star? Claim 1 gear card. Well, alright. We've kind of already gotten enough explore. Yeah, it didn't really help us very much. That would just add 2 more explore tokens, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and take those 2 tokens and put them on here. Just gives us more than enough. And then we didn't get any gear, so Hidden Passage, a little bit of a disappointment there. It says finally that we may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy in the shadows. We've got a bunch to choose from here, but I think let's exhaust one of these goblin archers maybe, since they seem to do the most damage to us. But I feel like there was something special about the giant bats. Evidently when you travel, which we're going to do during the location phase, these giant bats don't go away. So maybe we want to kill these guys anyway. So we'll exhaust the Knight Goblin Archer as our move for the moment. And that's going to finish up Orion's Hunt and finish up the actions for the Waywatcher this turn. Well, we're over to the Warrior Priest. I think I'm going to let him make an attack using his Righteous Fury. It says we may engage 1 enemy. So let's think about who we want that to be. Maybe we want to pull Grump off of the Waywatcher, or do we want to get one of the bats? Maybe we want to get Grump over here. Why don't we do that? Let's engage Grump and see if we can knock him out with a Righteous Fury attack. It says before we do this, we may exhaust another action to target one additional enemy, but we don't have anybody else engaged, so I don't think we can do that. I think it would have to be enemies we were currently engaged with. It doesn't say engage another additional enemy, so let's just go ahead and make our attack against Grump here. 2 dice, 1 black for him. We do take a wound from Grump. He's going to inflict 2 damage. We don't have any way to block that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 success on the attack roll, but I think he does soak one of these, right? So 3 more damage on Grump. That's 6, 7, 8. That's enough to take him out. So let's take him out. I don't know if anything special happens when we take him out, but at least he's not bothering us for now. And we need to resolve our wound. That's going to inflict 2 damage to our warrior priest for Grump's attack. So 2 damage on the war priest. Alright, we're back to the Waywatcher. I think we definitely want to take a shot here at somebody. Maybe if we can target that other goblin archer, that might be the thing to do. So we're going to make a ranged attack. So it's only 1 white die. No black dice on this shot because we don't have anybody engaged with her anymore. So here we go. We just got a shield. That is not going to do it. So I guess that attack is a miss. But the one thing we do get to do is ready all of the Waywatcher's actions. That was a bit of a disappointment there. Let's go over back now to the War Priest. War Priest here, his attack action is exhausted. So if we do battle prayers, that could straighten everybody back upright. That's a rest action. Here's an aid action. This is going to be the last action for the turn, and he does have a lot of wounds on him. Why don't we try battle prayers? It says you may exhaust an enemy. It says we can exhaust an enemy engaged with you, and nobody's engaged with us. So that's kind of a bummer there. Let's roll 1 white die for the rest, and we've got 2 successes on that roll. So we can take 2 wounds off. And we choose 1 hero. That hero becomes empowered. So we get to draw the empowered. And I guess let's choose the Waywatcher again. Maybe we can get her set up with another good ranged attack at some point. So we're going to give her that condition. So that's going to do it for our heroes. That's going to upright there. Then we're going to go to the enemy phase. We're going to get harassed a little bit from the shadows. Let's get to it. I appreciate your feedback and comments as you're helping me learn this game, and I've already seen that some others who have had some questions have been helped as well by us working together through the playthrough. One thing was that appreciate the note that these guys, when they flip over in the shadows, don't engage immediately. They actually stay in the shadows, and then they might have something that says, you know, attack or whatever it is. And then when we were fighting Odious Grump, I think I played Prey incorrectly. Instead of going with the hero with the most health, it's actually the hero with the most wounds. So he's trying to take out, I guess, the weakest one and not just hit on the strongest one. So a small error there. I don't think it's going to throw things off too terribly much. So we're in the enemy phase now. Let's see. We need to start with the active player. That's our Way Watcher. And we're going to start bringing these bad guys down to make some attacks. So our Way Watcher needs to choose one of these enemies in the shadows to activate. Why don't we go ahead and go with the giant bat, since it looks to be a little more elite. So this thing is not going to move from the shadows. Instead, it's going to inflict its damage while there. So I just noticed a special note here. Let me refresh myself since I've had a break here. While in the shadows, this enemy cannot suffer wounds. Interesting. So you can't shoot this thing when it's in the shadows. Okay, I don't think I targeted it before. I was going after the Night Goblin Archer. But if I had made an attack, a ranged attack against this thing, I don't think I could have damaged it. So it damages our Way Watcher for 1 health. And I think that's going to exhaust the giant bat, and it's going to stay there in the shadows. We now go over to the Warrior Priest, and we need to activate one of these other guys. Let's see. Let me take a wound count and see which hero is a little better equipped to deal with this damage. I actually think, because of the armor, that our Way Watcher might be a little bit better off as it currently stands. So I think I'm going to have the giant bat activate. So it's going to inflict 1 point of damage to our Warrior Priest from the shadows. We're going to go back over to the Way Watcher now, and this Goblin Archer that we tried to shoot before is going to shoot 2 times and do an additional 2 points of damage. So we'll take this 1 and turn it into a 3. So enemies have all acted. The other one was exhausted. So enemies have finished. Let's upright these guys. And I think we're on to the location phase. Alrighty, still learning the game. It says it's interesting here, just looking at the wording. If a location is explored, the party may choose to travel to a new location. So does that mean that we don't have to travel? Now, the downside of that, I think, is that during the peril phase, that's going to continue to move up the track. So it's probably good to keep traveling, I think. But I just saw that wording may, and I guess you do have the option not to travel, even if something is fully explored. But let's just go ahead and move on. We have fully explored this area. So we're going to remove the sewer system and all the cards on it, and I'm sorry, all the tokens on it. And then let's draw our next location. We've got Winding Tunnels, and for some reason this is titled Lair. I'm not exactly sure what effect that has, but let's see what's going on here. The tunnels branch and fork and double back upon themselves. A wrong turn could lead to disaster. At the end of the location phase, the party leader may discard 2 progress tokens from this location. If he does not, spawn 1 enemy face down to the shadows. Well, that's bad news. Alright, well, I think we already need to do a little bit of management here. When we traveled, I think the goblin archers got left behind. So the giant bats are not discarded. They're following us like little pests and staying on our tail. But we're going to be adding some more guys here. I think one bad guy per hero and then one in the shadows. So we still have the Waywatcher as the active hero. So I guess she's going to take the first one. Let's see. She gets an elite Knight Goblin Archer. And I think when we do this, it's engaged with her. And then we draw one for the Warrior Priest, and we have another elite. This is an elite Rat Swarm. Uh-oh. And then we have whatever this is. The third card is going to go face down into the shadows. We don't know what that's going to be. So now we're at our new location, the Winding Tunnels. Alright, I think the last thing we need to do is the Peril, and we move that down another one. Nothing happens. So there we have another round under our belts. And as always, take a look at the turn and let me know if I made some errors. Hopefully we're keeping them to a minimum. And I think we're going to be ready to switch this over now. Picking up the next turn, we're going to give this over to the Warrior Priest. So we'll pick up the next turn. Sorry about the delay here between this video and my last. Hopefully that will not be the case again. I know I'm headed for some busy times. This weekend we're having some more testing at the school. But I'm thinking I should be able maybe to even film tomorrow. But I do want to give you a chance, if you spot this video and see anything wrong and I need to correct it, hopefully you can let me know and I'll do that before I play the next turn. Thanks for watching, everybody. And once again, I hope to share some more from my game collection here. I tried to stack on the shelf some things I haven't played yet, so we may be talking about those in a video later. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.